I'm Joanne Gustafson, and welcome to the mini-series from the Women's Place, Kenora. We are a women's drop-in center. We are open from Monday to Thursday from noon to 4. Women's Place, Kenora is a women's resource center empowering all women from all walks of life and all ages. We offer a wide variety of programming and workshops, and we encourage everyone to come out and participate. Every Tuesday we have a soup day from 12 to 2. Once a month we offer a community kitchen. It's when women get together and we create a healthy, nutritious meal. It gives them the opportunity to see different ways of cooking and how we can do it at an affordable rate. The women are allowed to take home enough food for a family of 4. Plus we provide some to taste during the day. We have a free cycle room that is available for all women to come and take a look in. We offer women's and children's clothing and all sorts of household items like towels, bedding, sheets. Here's an example of some of the clothing that we have. The staff and the women who access the free cycle room would really like to thank you for all the great donations that we receive. If it wasn't for people like you, we wouldn't have the free cycle room. We have a sewing and craft room that is available for women to come at any time that they want. We have some supplies here and they're welcome to bring their own. In the springtime, we offer a community garden that is open to anyone that would like to come and plant a garden. We have 12 square foot garden areas, and we do seeding and planting all year round. Wednesday evenings from 6 to 8, we have a women's drumming and singing group. Anyone is welcome to come and participate. We also offer full moon ceremonies once a month. We have an outdoor library that is available for people to come and drop off books or pick up books to read themselves. A lot of people come and they'll take a book and leave a book. It's a great opportunity, especially for the summer residents that just want something light to read. At Women's Place, we have a large lending library that is available for anybody to come and take a look at the books. We also offer photocopying, faxing, resume building, all sorts of things. Women's Place is partially funded by the Ministry of the Status of Women and from donations from people like you. And we'll be back. Welcome back. I'm here with Evelyn, and she is from the Lake of the Woods District Hospital. Today she was in doing a presentation on sexual assault and what happens when you go to the hospital. Thank you, Evelyn, for coming in and joining us today. I have a few questions that I'd like to ask. Can you please tell me exactly what happens when you go to the hospital, like the whole procedure, briefly?
Well, thanks for having me today, Joanne. I appreciate coming here, and talking about this is getting the fear of the unknown known. So hopefully it will help people not to feel so nervous. You're still going to feel nervous, but hopefully you won't feel so nervous. So unfortunately, some people get sexually assaulted. If you've been assaulted, you come to the hospital, you let the nurses know you've been assaulted. They will ask if you want to see a sexual assault nurse. They will phone the sexual assault nurse, and they will get there as soon as they can. They should also be asking you if you'd like to have a CASAC worker come and sit with you so that you have some support if you don't have a family member or somebody with you. The sexual assault nurse will come. They will talk with you, take you down to the sexual assault examination room, which is a private room away from Emerge. We close the door so people can't hear, and you let us know what you want to do. We can do a kit, or we can just help you find a safe place to stay for the night. If you decide to do a kit, you don't need to do the whole thing. You can say stop whenever you want to stop, or you can say I need a break for a few minutes and then carry on. A kit, depending on what gets done, it varies in time. The longest I've ever seen a kit take was 4 hours, and that's because they needed breaks in between. We'll ask you for your first urine sample. We'll ask you for probably your underwear. There's different things throughout the kit that we will do. There's a blood sample. You can say, no, I don't want to do that. There's the DNA sample, which is important because that's your DNA, and it will keep you away from other people's DNA. It's sort of like CSI, we're collecting the evidence, and that will hold up in court if you decide to go and charge this person. The kit will be frozen if you don't want to hand it over to the police. It will be frozen for up to 6 weeks, and then we discard everything. There will be a couple of consents to sign. The first one is for consenting for us to take the evidence into the kit. If you want to release the kit to the police, there's a consent for you to sign for the police. There's also, if you want photographs, we have consent for photographs. And with that, we put the kit number and everything is confidential and private.
Okay. So what happens if you go in and you decide that you want to have the kit done and you need to leave your clothes behind?
Well, that's a good question. We have a shower room, which is attached to the sexual assault exam room. So you don't have to leave the room. You just go into the shower room, close the door. There's a variety of clothes from extra small to extra, extra large. Underwear, socks. You can have a shower, feel fresh, pick out some fresh clothes. Sometimes the pickings are a little funky, but they're fresh clothes, they're clean clothes, they're brand new, and then we can help you get on with your life from there.
So when you go to the hospital, are the police called right away?
No, the police, we don't call the police unless you want us to call the police for turning a kid over, or if you want to call the police to give them a statement.
Okay. So they won't be there.
No, I can't call the police unless it's a pediatric case, and then different groups are involved with that.
Okay. Now, you work very closely with the Kenora Sexual Assault Center.
Yes, they are an amazing group. Their office is right down on Matheson Street.
101 Chipman Street, I do
Oh,
believe.
101 Chipman Street Station, you know. They have a drop-in center. They have a 24-hour crisis line, which is 468-7233. They also have a toll-free line, and you can pick, these pamphlets are at the hospital and around town. It's a great place to drop in, a great place to just phone and talk and say, this is what's happened, and they'll help you through situations.
Okay, that's really good to know. So I go to the hospital and I'm really scared. What is how do you deal with that? How do you deal with women that are coming in and they're in a crisis?
They are in a crisis, so if they've come in by themselves, we'll ask, is there a family member that you would like us to get in here? We'll do our best to do that. Would you like a KSAC worker to come in? They will come in and support you. The women there are amazing. They come in, they'll sit with you, they'll help you through it. They've gone through this with many different women, so they're a very good support system.
Oh, that's good to know.
I must say, we do women for sexual assault. We have done some gentlemen. Unfortunately, that is a very underreported crime, but there isn't much out there for them, but we will try our best to help them as well. I didn't cover that earlier, or I didn't cover that in any presentation because this is a woman's place.
Well, Evelyn, I really want to thank you for coming in today, and I look forward to some of your other talks that you'll be doing, some palliative care workshops and some other sexual assault workshops. And that is all for right now, and we're going to go for a break.
Okay, so if we're doing the kit, this is what's in the kit. This is a drop cloth, which will, in the sexual assault exam room, there's a chair that you can move to sit in it the most comfortable way you want. There's a bathroom with a shower, and in the bathroom we'll put down the drop sheet. And in the drop sheet we'll ask you to get undressed, leave your underwear on the top drop sheet, probably not your outside clothes, but if you think there might be something on it and you don't want them back, because you won't get them back, unfortunately, leave them on the drop sheet and we will put them in there and put them in the kit. Number 2. So this is step 2, 4, 6, 8, and 9. So this is oral skin, external, the outside of your vagina, and the internal part of your vagina, which we do with a speculum, just like at the doctor's office. And also there's rectal swabs, because unfortunately sometimes the people who rape you obviously aren't very nice people, but they can be very rough and do bad things. The DNA sample, this is a DNA reference sample. which I'm dropping pieces of. So this is, so we have your DNA, so we can discern it from anybody else's DNA. So this swab just looks like a lollipop, and you rub it on the inside of your cheeks. We will then take it and we'll put it on this card and rub it pretty good on both sides, and then it gets sealed up, and then we put this into the kit as well. So that will have your DNA on it. It also gets put into this bag, sealed up. Nobody can tamper with it. So that's 10. For the urine, like I said, we're going to get you to pee in the orange top lids. That's so we can do the pregnancy test and send it away for any other testing. And then we pour some urine in this bottle so that we can send it away because it needs to have the preservative in it. We also call down the lab, and the lab, we make sure it's a female lab person, and they draw some blood, and this too has a preservative in it, so we can send it away. And once we've done all that, we package it all up in this box. Everything is sealed with different sealants. What we have to put the time we've done each swab. We then seal the whole box back together so it's totally sealed. And then if you wish to have this sent to the police right away, then we'll phone the police and they will come and take the kit. We need your signature so that you're saying, yes, I want the police to take this kit. And we want, now the police might want to do an interview with you at some point, just because we won't have that much of an information. We're just collecting all the evidence. We're not collecting the verbal evidence of what happened. You might be telling someone, we'll write down what you tell us, but the police will make a complete statement. And I believe that's everything in the kit. And we have some stuff here for you to see. We also have Treaty 3 Police has just started with Support Our Saviors. Support Our Survivors. It's the SOS program, and that's Paradise and Karen. I have some cards here. It's a fairly new program, so I really don't know too much about it. They would be the ones to call, but they are both really amazing people themselves. And I believe that is it.
Welcome back. I have Niche Diva Evelyn Finlayson with me, and today we were doing star blankets. Would you tell me a little bit about your star blankets?
Thank you, Joanne. Today, Joanne had approached me earlier in the month or January and asked me if I wanted to do some sewing with the ladies or beading. So every Tuesday afternoon, we're making star blankets right at the moment, and there's two ways of doing them, and one way is the traditional Anishinaabe way, which some of the ladies are really interested in doing, and then there's the non-traditional way. These star blankets, we're doing the baby blankets at the moment, and usually in our traditional way, the star blanket is presented to the baby when he or she is being born, and then we also make the bigger star blankets for ceremonies when a couple is married. Traditionally, they're wrapped in the star blanket, and then the next one is when a person has gone on to the spirit world. They're presented with a star blanket for their travels to the spirit world. So yeah, it's today we've had lots of women joining us, and it's really awesome that they're learning to do it traditionally and non-traditionally. There's a few ladies that are doing it non-traditionally. Yeah.
Oh, that's great. So what other projects will you be doing here at Women's Place?
Well, it's interesting you said this, because this afternoon one of the ladies had asked me if I was going to make ribbon skirts and give the teaching, and there's a big interest, and so the alternating Tuesdays we do some beading, and right now we're doing the bling bling earrings, which the ladies are really interested in making. So we'll probably be doing ribbon skirts. I was passed tobacco to help the ladies with the star blankets and the ribbon skirts. So yeah, I'm looking forward to providing whatever skills that I have. Traditionally, I make regalias, grass dancers, jingle dress. Traditional regalia I like to make, and yeah, so it keeps me pretty busy.
Yeah, we appreciate all the work that you've been doing for Women's Place and for the women as well.
Yeah, and the more that it gets out there, the more we're going to be attracting women here, and it's, and it's really nice too that I had some very good elders that gave me some real awesome teachings, so I'm being able to pass what the skirt means, what the star blankets mean. So that helps too, because
Right.
a lot of times, a lot of the, especially the young people, they're not knowing what our traditional ways are. So, and also too, it helps with truth and reconciliation. The more that we teach our brothers and sisters about, our traditional ways, the more people will understand it.
Can you tell me a little bit about the ribbon skirts? Like, what do they signify and what is their meaning?
So traditionally, the skirt is connected to Mother Earth, and what I was taught was that when I wear my skirt, Mother Earth knows who I am. My skirt flows on Mother Earth, and she knows who I am as an Anishinaabe. The ribbons, they represent different colors. A lot of times you'll see ones with the yellow, the red, the white, and the black, and that's our traditional ways. Usually I like to use the, what other colors are given to me. I was given colors from Sweat Lodge, so I have a skirt that has those colors on them. This year color was given to me by a lady in Winnipeg. And there's a significant meaning to these colors. So I have many different skirts, and each one of them have been given to me as gifts, or there's some specific reason to the skirt or to the ribbons. So it's good when the women, if we are going to make ribbon skirts, it would be good that the women know their colors, they pick their material, and yeah, so that it's kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? Kind of like grounding, yeah. And I'll be giving the teachings to the skirts and the ribbons when we make them too.
Very nice. Okay, Evelyn, with the beading that you will be doing, can you explain to me the way you've been doing it? Because I know there's several different ways that people do beading.
We're making earrings right now, and there's little circle things that I call them bling blings, but they're called tabs, and we're using the 2 needles. A lot of times, if you're a professional, you could probably use the 1 needle, but right now I'm teaching the ladies to use the 2 needles. One of the teachings that I've given while about the beads, in the olden days, they used to, each bead meant a prayer. So when you're sewing that bead on, you should be thinking about your family, about your grandchildren, your, people that have passed on, saying little prayers for them. So
that's nice.
Yeah, that's beautiful. I thought that was really beautiful. Not every time do you remember that, because sometimes it's a lot of beads, some of the works that I do, eh? So, but yeah, and so I'm teaching the ladies with the 2 needles. I find that it's a lot lot easier using the 2 needles. And it's interesting too, because a lot of the women have problems with color coordinating. And so it helps to, really helps them to pick their colors and coordinate their colors.
So how do the 2 different needles do that?
When I'm teaching, you know, some ladies that have already experienced the beading, it's really good because they've already got that idea. The 2 needles, I just find that it's a lot more sturdier. It secures your beads down a lot easier.
Okay.
And the worst part about beading is your tips of your fingers become callous for some beaders, and then there's and if you ever poke a needle into your fingers, that hurts. It goes through your whole body.
Right, like that
Yeah.
phone ringing right now.
Yeah.
I guess I could mention that we do have a sewing room here.
Oh yes. Oh,
A sewing
yes.
and craft room.
Yes.
And
Yes, and the variety of material that you have there too. It's, you know, and the needles and the thread. Like we have lots here. We could use more. We could use more of the broadcloth or the cottons if you have any donations. You know,
Okay.
it would be good to have that because that's the material that we use a lot, rather than rayons or knits or anything like that.
right.
Yeah. So another thing too is I would really like to. We had talked about this before too, Joanne. About I do fashion shows in the community.
Right.
So it would be really nice to start something here too for our women, eh?
Right. I actually have approached one young woman and asked her if she
Oh.
would like to be in the fashion show.
Okay, great. Yeah, yeah.
So tell me a little bit more about this fashion show and how Women's Place is assisting with it.
This is going to be, I think it's the 4th one I've had this year. I had one at Nietzsche when they were at the old place on Railway Street, and then I had one for the Métis Center, and it was funny too because I just got back from Standing Rock and that morning and had to do something in the afternoon for the Métis Center, and then the June 25th, Soulless Day, we had a powwow at 7 Gens, and we did a fashion show along with Tabitha Linklater, and there's another lady, I'm not too sure, and the Métis Center. I can't think of the other lady's name right off the bat, but yeah. So it was a few of us designers that had gotten together and put on this fashion show, and it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun, and the experience that the women get from it is that they really feel beautiful. You know, we get to do up their hair and put on makeup and put on beautiful clothes. This line that I'm working on right now is really, it's a secret right now. I don't want to be exposing too much of it, but it's going to be really, really beautiful.
Oh, I can't wait.
Yeah.
I can't wait to be a part of it as well.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to that too. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we really do appreciate all the work that you do for Women's Place, and I'm looking forward to a lot more programming and workshops with you, and the fashion show, of course. I'm looking forward to seeing all these star blankets being finished, because there's some pretty nice star blankets happening.
Yeah.
And I really appreciate you coming. And this again is Evelyn Finlayson. Just kidding. So I just had to ruin it, didn't I?
No, that's okay. Don't cut that. The laughter is really good, and I appreciate it. And sometimes, I mean, my last name is kind of hard to pronounce. But, and Joanne, I want to thank you, for allowing us to have that opportunity as the women in the community to have this opportunity. And there's such a diverse of women that come, and get to meet each other too and learn about them. That's the big part, because where sometimes we don't know what the other person is going through at that moment.
Right.
Yeah.
And it is a center for all women.
Yeah.
And it's really nice to see a lot of women coming and enjoying and partaking in some of the events that we have.
Hmm. And I like coming on Tuesday because for some reason soup is made. And the
Soup Day Tuesdays.
Yeah, the soup is so good, and that's what our people like. As Anishinaabe, we love to eat. and the Bannock too. So yeah, so I just want to say thank you for being here. You know,
Right.
it's a great place to be.
It's a win-win for both of us.
Yes,
Yeah.
for sure.
That's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah. Thank you.
Well, thanks again, Evelyn, for coming and participating.